Hello, hypothetical viewers. We are Wandering Dragon, and this is Shining Force 2. I believe the ending of the last video, right at the end, it like corrupted the file. The video and audio got super corrupted. I think all that was actually missed was that we did go to the gate of Moun. Vicar of Freya unlocked it. Everyone inside Moun is dead as anticipated, and we're gonna fight them when we get back there for revenge. But first, the guide I'm using tells me I have to go back to Creed's mansion, so I've skipped straight there basically because it took me like 10 minutes of wandering around being lost to actually find this place again because I'm very directionally challenged and the scenery all looks the same to me, okay? There's not a lot of landmarks. This took some wandering around. We can just egress back to our hometown after this. I have also, this may look a little different, I have also changed the quality settings on the video. I've dropped them pretty substantially. Because the video files were excessively large, and I am also, this is just a guess, but I think the output that my laptop was forced to process in order to record video at that quality was really overwhelming it and causing it to just freak out. I think this guy is like the butler. Sob, 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 sob. Oh, Ben. Oddler regained, yes. Oddler regained his memory and suddenly went berserk. He had a fearful face, but my master seemed to understand anything. As we have all surmised, Oddler, our buddy that we met after that big volcano explosion in Beto, he was like blinded by the explosion and he was a little weird, and Creed was like, you should stay here with me. He is of course the devil Odd Eye, who had lost his memory. He fell into the sea to stop Oddler. Is Mr. Creed still alive? I don't know. I really want to find the legendary magic sword, but I can't do that if I'm stuck here. May I join your force? Yeah, sure, buddy. So, Eric the Knight joined the force. So, these are the three people, as you may remember, when we visited Creed's mansion for the first time, it was super insane. He shrank all of us to miniature size and put us in the desktop kingdom where there was like a whole city of people who were also miniaturized living. It was very nuts. And at the end, we recruited one of them to come with us. We picked Karna out of the 4 options because she is by far the most useful. But now, we can actually go back and get the other 3. And you'll notice that they are not, or at least Eric is a knight, right? He's not promoted. I was surprised to find I had returned to my original size. What should I do now? I can go anywhere. Maybe with you? That's kind of romantic. Randolph the Warrior has joined the force. I like how the portrait did lip flaps during that, so it sounds like he's saying Randolph the Warrior has joined the force, like he's announcing that in the 3rd person. That'd be delightful. But yeah, so these 3, unlike the other characters we just recruited who were already in a promoted class, these 3 are not. So with a little grinding, which maybe I'll do off camera at some point if I feel like it, you know, if we actually want to use them, they can actually become just as strong as our other characters. We just have to dedicate the time. I'm not sure why, but I'm free. This really highlights the horrifyingness of Creed's mansion. Can I join your force? These people have nowhere else to go. Tyron the Mage has joined the force. I'm kind of guessing he'll have ice magic, because we already have one mage who has fire magic, and the hero has lightning magic, so the only thing we're missing is ice magic. Let's see if there's anything else to see in Creed's mansion. I'm assuming these little scuffy marks on the floor are supposed to be like damage. This is the place we went underground to like spy on Zayon or whatever. It's still full of lava for reasons that are unclear. I think there's probably nothing here, but I just wanted to check it out. No. Yeah, the first part of this episode is probably just going to be wandering around, basically. Okay, once all the characters have joined, we're going to go back north to fight the battle at Moun. Man, there's still characters to recruit. I feel like this game is letting us recruit characters pretty far in, like surprisingly far in. Anything good here? Channel. The same old little garden. Yeah, I guess. I'm following a guide, but I'm not reading it ahead more than like just looking at what's next, basically. So I actually don't know whether Creed is alive or not. Whether he died in his confrontation with Oddler or whether we will actually meet him again. Wait, why is there a... Someone trying to go back through this cave triggered a battle behind us. Okay, I'm just gonna... I was thinking we'd just walk back, but fine, we'll just egress back. Sometimes some of the... when we're backtracking, there's a handful of areas that occasionally trigger battles on the map for reasons that are somewhat unclear to me, because we have already beaten these. But, it just... we stepped on some tile that triggered this event flag. I don't know why. Well, let's check out our new buddies while we're here. Okay, we have, Jaro's the guy we got last time. There's one Tyron, the mage. Oh, he actually has Blaze and Freeze. So maybe he'll be kind of like Henri in Shining Force 1, where she got up to level 3 of Blaze and up to level 4 of Freeze. So he could actually be fairly useful, honestly, if I put in the effort to train him. Randolph is a warrior. We already have Jaha. I don't know if there's anything special with him. Eric is a knight. We already have a Pegasus Knight and a Paladin. I do like his portrait. He seems very chill. He's like just relaxing. He's kind of funny. But yeah, I might grind him up if I feel like doing some more grinding in the Fairy Woods. Then maybe I'll get them all leveled up to 40 and promote them. It would take a long time. I may not bother. That's the thing, if I really like them, because in Shining Force 1, when we got Alec, or whatever her name was, the Lightning Mage, I actually did go and level grind to get her to max level and promote her. I did. It was painful, but I did it, because I really like using mages, and her character design was cool. Here, I kind of like, I don't care as much. Particularly for the warrior and the knight, I already have plenty of melee fighters. I just have boatloads of melee fighters. They're all good. I don't really need, and I don't know if those two really bring anything unique to the table. The wizard might be worth it though, because we don't have very many magic users, and he can actually be useful. Because we can train him as needed. Oh wait, that's right, I have to get across the back wall before I go north. Okay, yeah, so we're heading up to the gate into Moun, which has now been unlocked, and it's full of devils, because they murdered everybody who lived there, I guess, which, Vicar Freya feels some regrets about. He's having a rough go of it. And we basically are going to fight them because we have to go that way to get... I think we're trying to get to Nazca to get the flying ship so we can... Oh yeah, we can't go back to Grand Seal because as I recall, we used the boat we came in to build our town, which, sure. Yeah, so here we are. I think the video footage of us getting here may have gotten corrupted. It was at the end of the previous video. So basically it's this little town. There was a cutscene when we got here. It was not very long. It was just the devils going, oh, we already killed everyone, and Vicar Freya being like, no, this is all my fault. Actually, he had a really hilarious line, which I am sad that has now been lost, but I'm just not willing to go back and redo everything just for that. I think what he was meant to be saying is like, no, so many people's lives were lost because of my decision, but what he actually says is, I killed a lot of people, which sounds very just weird. It just sounds oddly, like, just not serious. So the shaman, who has Aura and Blast, I think is boss. That's who was talking in the cutscene anyway. Oh man, these are new enemies. The Mudman, so I guess there's some kind of like magic golem. So we'll just go this way, I guess. Start heading through the town. I don't know whether... I guess once everyone's defeated, we'll be able to visit these buildings. I don't know whether there are genuinely no survivors and this will just be empty, or whether there will be some survivors. I do not know. But yeah, we're fighting this battle. According to the guide, I'm using... oh, there may actually be some people left, because after this it seems like we will meet some people. So, Vicar Freya won't have to feel quite as guilty. Yeah, we have our absurdly leveled up army. I am kind of bummed though, because I'm sad that Kaya isn't more useful because, you know, a sorceress would be fun to kind of have in the party, but I do still have a secret item, so I guess if I train up the wizard we just got, I can make him a sorcerer, although that does mean we'll never get Freeze 4. But will we even need Freeze 4? You know, it seems like we're doing fine already. The devils don't really seem to have any particular element or that I've noticed, so... And also, to be honest, our melee characters are ridiculously strong. Like, we have people like Peter and Ben, and Gerald is real strong too, so we have a lot of pretty heavy hitters, so. I had like so many mages in the previous game, but in this one, maybe it doesn't matter as much. And we will have the 2 master monks eventually, so, you know. They'll do plenty of damage. And yeah, I'm trying to play around with the... I have like no real knowledge or experience of video recording and stuff and video capture. Not something I've ever done. Couple, like, last year or the year before or whatever, when I started working on Shining Force 1, I ended up buying a capture card microphone, kind of just on a whim. And I was like, that'd be cool, just to try it out. And so I'm now kind of wrangling with trying to make it work well, which I don't know very much about. And so I just kind of use the default settings mostly for Shining Force 1, which I recorded kind of just to try to learn how to even use all this equipment. But the videos produced are like, they're very large, suffice to say. There's only like 20 videos and they take up like 200 gigabytes of space. It's a lot of space. So I messed around with the settings to lower the quality. I ended up putting it down to standard, which is like, that's a really helpfully named setting, but sure. The funny thing is the quality listing is just good, better, and best. There's no low. So I just put it down to the lowest available one, it's good. And the standard setting appears to force it to stay at like 30 frames per second, instead of 60 frames per second. But it does mean that it's supposed to be like 1 to 2 gigabytes per hour, which will be a lot easier to store in large quantities. If it's really choppy, maybe I'll boost it up a little, you know, but basically I only have so much storage space, and the video files that Elgato Capture Card produces are MP4, which, from what I understand, basically is already a compressed format, so you can't really compress it that much more, so you're kind of stuck with these massive files that require a lot of space to store. I actually just moved like all the videos I have right now onto an external hard drive, which was about 400 gigabytes, because my laptop was starting to run out of space. It was pretty bad. My poor computer. I am kind of wondering if that's why sometimes the video and audio fuck up, because if it could be because my laptop is not, it doesn't have sufficient processing power to consistently handle this level of input, you know, like it's plugged into the capture card of my phone by the USB port, and maybe like it just, and this is a guess, I really do not have any expertise in this, but I'm kind of wondering if sometimes the laptop, like, especially if maybe something else starts in the background, not a process I've started, but just like a routine process or something, then it can't actually handle that, it can't process fast enough for that level of input, and so it just ends up being a mess, maybe. Because it seems to happen semi-randomly. If I open another window or anything, I did discover that will fuck up the input, but which is why I have my game guide on my phone instead. But I am wondering if there are additional issues, because sometimes it seems to just randomly fuck up. And I am wondering if it's just because processing like decent quality video at 60 FPS with like 1080p, you know, input is just more than my laptop can really accommodate in any consistent fashion. So I am hoping, and like this is a very old game, I really don't think it needs super high quality video to be fully comprehensible. Like this is not some kind of like action game or something. It is really just plain sprites on a map, you know. So I'm hoping that I can lower the quality a mite, and a fair amount really, and still have this be pretty much fine. I mean, the sprites are animated and stuff, but honestly, there's a lot of static images in this game. It's, you know, how good does the quality really have to be? But I did also mess around with the sound settings again. I lowered the mic to pick up a tweak, just a little bit, because after listening to the audio I had, I felt like it was the quality was like, it was like a little too kind of peaking a little. Sometimes it's a little hard for me to tell how, because I want it to be audible over the game audio, but I vary in how loud I am. Sometimes I'm more yelly than other times. I did, way back in Shining Force 1, I tried a video with the setting that the Elgato stuff comes with, which is automatically lower game audio while speaking, but I found that incredibly annoying because the game audio kept like increasing and decreasing well as you like speak and then go silent, which was just hella annoying. I much prefer having it in consistent volume. But yeah, I mean the other thing I don't have a really meaningfully set up dedicated recording space, so it's not like you know, I don't have sound absorbing panels or anything like that. It just kind of is what it is, so it does get a little echoey at times. Because sound echoes off the walls of this room. Which is reasonably, the ceiling is actually pretty high at this part of the room also, so I feel like there's more space to echo. Oh, this is a great opportunity. Let's try out our new Apollo spell. We're gonna get 3 enemies in, very nice. Summon Apollo! Wow, this is really stupid looking. These animations. This also isn't really doing that much. It kind of sucked, honestly, for 10 MP. I feel like it did worse than the other spell, which was cheaper. So far, seeing these sorcerer animations is really not motivating me to promote the other guy to sorcerer, even though I have the necessary item. Because the level 4 elemental spells do tons. And these summoning the gods or whatever, they don't do very much damage. They're not cheaper than the other things that are better than them. And on top of that, okay, I think we are actually getting to the point where, like, as I predicted last time, we have very rapidly reached the point where we are in fact at the expected level again, apparently. So we're getting clobbered a little, and I need to pay slightly more attention and not just blast through everything. Let's heal up a little. But, luckily we have super over-leveled Karna to just heal constantly with Aura. But yeah, and the animations are not even that great for them, so my desire to get more sorcerers is pretty low. So far. I still want to try to make Kaya useful, but, you know, we'll have to see. You know, he can actually kill the sorcerer, the wizard with Blaze 3, and also do some chip to the other guy. So I'm gonna do it. Kind of a little 2 for 1. You know, at least he'll kind of get the double soldier down, so that someone else can probably kill him. See, look, that was 10 MP and did way more than Apollo. It did so much more damage. Why would I ever use this over? I feel like even the ninja magic is better, and that's not even Slay's, like, primary job. But yeah, you know, the journey of making these recordings is that I really know so little about doing it, and yet I'm still doing it. So I'm working on making the files something that is plausible to actually store in a reasonable amount of space, because, like, you know, they add up over time. I have quite a few of them. So if I can cut this down to where, you know, if each video is a half hour, if they'll be like half a gigabyte to 1 gigabyte, that's not bad. Then I could store the entire, if that was the case for the, you know, well, the Shining Force 1 videos were mostly an hour long, so if each of those was like 2 gigabytes, that would only be 40 gigabytes. That's not bad, you know, that's fine. I have like 500 gigabytes free on my laptop hard drive. I could easily fit that. But I cannot, I cannot fit a spare 400 gigabytes. This is the thing. So really got to work on getting the quality down. And I'm hoping, I don't know if this will be the case because I do not really have enough knowledge about kind of how this technology is really working to say, but I am hoping that lowering the quality will also make it a little easier for my laptop to actually function under these circumstances, and it tends to chronically overheat and like the motor starts really running hard. You can hear it chugging like the hard drive and the fan really chugging when it's doing this. So I'm hoping that lowering the quality will maybe reduce the amount of processing power needed to handle this task, and my laptop will survive a little better. And hopefully, like, you know, after I record each one, it's processing and, like, you know, saving itself to the correct directory or whatever, and that usually takes quite a while, so I'm hoping this will be a little more snappy. See, that's a lot more. I wonder if the game doesn't tell you this anywhere. She also may die instantly here. Yeah. Should have been more careful. I've gotten used to my other characters just kind of living those things, and I have to remember that she doesn't have as good stats as they do. She has substantially worse stats. At least she got a little axe, I guess. It's just... Oh, he really does not make use. But he's 4. Yeah, I'm hoping that with a smaller video size that everything will just be a little more efficient. I mean, even getting my computer to open the folder that stores the video files was starting to be a bit of an endeavor. I think the main thing I've learned here is that, like, storing video takes a lot of space. It's not for the faint of heart. Man, it's kind of annoying that I can't fly over these trees because these characters are birds and it really feels like they should be able to. But sometimes I don't really understand the game's logic of which things can and cannot be flown over. It does not always seem to make sense. Yeah, this is probably the last battle where we'll be able to just carelessly rush forward and not care. We've caught up to the game's power curve fairly quickly. I'm just gonna bust out another ore to heal a bunch of these. Trying to get the... Yeah, I think this is the best arrangement. We'll miss Chester, but we'll get a lot of other people, and I want to make sure we do have Ben healed. Because Ben is the only one that can't die without us losing the mission. Apparently he's the only one who can go to the church and get everyone bread, so we can't do that for him. That classic video game thing where the main character is required to survive. You know, nobody else is. You know, I'm gonna use the multi-target just to damage them both. Although it's like, it's kind of... I feel like more and more I may not really use the multi-target spell that much because this does like 16 to 18 damage-ish usually. You know, just under 20. The single target blaze does like 40 to 50 damage. So the difference is just so much that it's hard to see how it could ever be worthwhile to not just use the single target one and kill one enemy as opposed to mildly damaging them both. You know, I think the occasional come up, but the multi-target are not like as good as they feel like they should be, but they're just not. And I mean, the funny thing is, the single target one costs the same as the other two, so like, you just... And if you get like 5 people in the plus sign, then sure, you'll do, you know, loads of damage across the board, but there may be some survivors somewhere. I'm still going to do a slightly less masculine voice for him so that my... Not that it was very masculine to begin with. Slightly less Gandalf-y and more just dramatic, so it is slightly less painful for my throat. Voice acting is not really my thing. As you can tell, I have no talent whatsoever for it. Do not touch my rock. Did you defeat all those devils? I was wondering why it became quiet so suddenly. Are you a survivor? Are you from Moun? What's your name? I am Zynk. I am not from Moun. Then where are you from? The past. What? Time travel? What do you mean? I cannot explain. I am what I am. That is all that I am. Oh, he's a robot, probably. He meant he's from the past in the sense that he was built long ago. For a second I was like, are we getting time travel? I've never seen anyone like you. Where are the people of Moun? Were there any survivors? Yeah, he's definitely a robot. He's just also wearing armor for some reason. Some. That's good news. And where are they? Down here, follow me. then, hurry! Follow Zynk. Zynk knows where they're hiding. I'm gonna say they're hiding down that staircase. Okay, so we finished that battle. It did not take very long, and I've still got 5 minutes, so we can kind of blast through this. Okay, so looks like we're gonna meet quite a few people. Is there anything? I think there's nothing to see up here until we go down here. So let's go meet the survivors, and even if it runs over a little, we'll just finish up kind of the cutscene here. Hackalon abandoned us. They did, actually. They had actually seemed to feel pretty guilty about that, honestly. But they did. They left you to die. Can't be denied. Can you imagine how many people were killed? I'm honestly not sure because it's sort of hard to tell how big the town was because video game towns, you know, there's only they don't want to like build the entire place for you to go. So there's like 4 houses and there seem to be enough people here to live in all of them. So I'm not totally sure how many people I intended to die. I wasn't scared. It was hard for me not to go out and fight. Tom is lying. I know he wet his pants just now. The devils are defeated, is it true? I can go outside now. This seems like it's meant to be kind of a fairly dark... Oh nice, running memento. Part of the game where like these people are left abandoned by Paclon, but it's still being played slightly comedically. Zynk hit us here when the devils invaded. Guyan of Ribble is behind me. He stood guard at the west gate. Now, this character I actually remember from... No, actually, I guess it's just someone with a similar name. There's a character, I think his name is Guyan, who's named that in Shining Force Sword of Hatia, but he's not this guy, because this guy's like a dwarf, and Guyan from that game is like a giant blue, like, panther dude. Well, you're not from Paclon, are you? We're from Grand Seal, Mr. Guyan. Grand Seal. I've never heard of it. It's on a different continent, that's fair. It's near Ribble in South Parmesia. Oh, I guess they call Newtown Grand Seal as well, so when they're saying we're from Grand Seal, they don't mean our old hometown. Near my home, are you sure? We built it, like, last year. We settled there just over a year ago. It took us, like, 1 day to town. We built it out of a boat. It's a little crazy. The block tunnel is open now? Yes, now you can go back home. I've been waiting for this day. Even though you didn't do anything to make it happen. By the way, why did you come to North Parmesia? To defeat devils! Really? We don't want another tragedy like Moun. We're going to Grand's Island to kill the king of the devils. I can't go back now. But your family! I know, I'll miss them. But I believe they'll understand, even though you're not going to tell them what's happening. Okay, let me go with you. Guyan the Gladiator has joined the force. I kind of wonder if... I think his name was Guyan, but maybe it was like Cyan. Maybe I'm forgetting because it was so many years ago. Well, he's another pre-promote, so we're probably never going to use him, so he really could have just gone home to his family, honestly. He is probably not going to be very useful to us. I just have a sneaking suspicion. Okay, so Guyan joined us. When you go out of the passages, people have re-inhabited their homes. Okay. So we have a special item to get here as well. I don't know if Zynk joins us or not. It doesn't say. Oh, you're cute. Cough. Well, may I paint your portrait? Sure, I guess. Excellent. Would you stand over there in front of the flowers? Sure, I guess. Finished. It's you. He kind of looks like a character from like a shoujo manga there. If Ben like cut his hair, I guess that's what he'd look like. The portrait actually looks a little more like his unpromoted sprite, but like a cleaned up version. Zynk, I happened to overhear a conversation with Guyan. I want to go to Grand's too. Oh great, so we do get in. They decide to take the ancient soldier Zynk with them. Cool. There's no time to waste. So we got a new robot friend. I might actually add him to the party. That's cool. Okay, so now we're gonna talk to everybody. You saved us. You saved our town. Yeah, so this is gonna run over a little, but that's fine. You know, it'll just be a little bit of a long one because there's a battle after this, so I'll have that be its own, break there. The arm of Golem suddenly moved a little. Will you get rid of it? So that's the special item we're here for. Moun was the busiest town in Promesha, but now it's like a ghost town. Yeah, I guess we do see some empty space. It's about as busy as all the other towns, though. The priest once told me the golems were made by the ancients. Some golems are bad, some are good. I want to see a good golem. We did fight that one golem, the Taros or whatever. That's where we got the Achilles sword. We'll really miss you, Zynk. A book, Mystery of Nazca. That's where we're going next. Dried up well. Oh yeah, because it's still super dry, I guess. Because of Mitula having been gone so long. That must be the way out of town. Is there anywhere we didn't go yet? I guess we could save the game, but whatever. I guess we can see if there's anything new here. There is not. Yeah, I think we're gonna be maximally equipped for a while. I guess some of our new people may not have watched it yet. Did you see the arm of Golem in town? Not yet. Where is it now? It surprises us every day. Okay, what if I say yes? It moves around as if it's searching for something. Maybe its body? I want to get over to that bookshelf, but I have to like... There we go. A painting flies. That was not worth the effort needed to look at it. I don't even know what the fuck that means. Okay, we need to... The last should take the arm goal. We need to walk on, search the top left square. And getting this will let us recruit a character later in the game, the golem to whom it belongs. Maybe this? Whoa, that is actually a bit creepy. Like, and we went to the top square and searched, and it just like emerged from the ground. That was honestly a little freaky. Okay, so that is everything we had to do here. I'm gonna save. And then next time we're gonna be heading to find the oh right, tie-dye, we should first say the ancient Nazca. So that's gonna be a battle. Save the game. Yeah, and so I'll see how the quality of this one turns out, and hopefully dropping the quality did not mess with the video or anything. And this will be a viable route to storing all of these videos that I will probably never even show to other people. So, you know, makes you think about the futility of life. But yeah, we made we recruited like 5 people just in this episode, and we found the mysterious arm of Golem. Next time we will be fighting our way toward the Nazca airship we heard about earlier in the game. So it's all coming together. So look forward to that. Thank you for watching, hypothetical viewers, and look forward to the next Shining Force 2.